So, we've got the manufacturers coming up tonight. And as you can see, my M6 is looking very NPC-like. Why did you just change camera? Look at my NPC-looking M6. So we're going to get into GT Auto. The next step, we are going to come into car customization and look for some liveries. Right, after scrolling for about 5 minutes, I found the livery. I present to you the UK Police M6 GT3.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Yes, welcome back to another video. This one is gonna be round 2 of the Manufacturer Cup in Deep Forest Raceway. I know it's been a while since it happened, but I haven't had the time to edit anything, so here it is. And as you can see on the screen, we've qualified pole for the first race. I think in total we can do 3 races to get the maximum points out of the 3 race. And we start the race with a Porsche chasing down our back. The first race, nothing really happened because I think the lobby is quite low quality as to my driver rating. I think I was still on E at this point, but as you can see in lap 4, the Porsche lunged down the inside. We did a little switcheroo, however the Porsche comes back in the outside, actually got the grip. And going into turn 3 and 4, he keeps P2 right before this short tunnel section. And by this point of the race, me and the Porsche kind of pulled away from P3, so I was in a hurry to get a move back into P1. We can just kind of cruise away from the pack. Into lap 6, after the tunnel section, coming into the ambulance bridge, the Porsche goes on the grass, and on the exit gets a bit shaky in the back, so it opens up the chance for us to try to overtake. And as we go down the first of the 2 tunnel, we're gonna hang around the left side of the Porsche, get slightly ahead coming into the second tunnel. And as we come out the tunnel, we are almost a full car length in front. Actually, we are a full car length in front. And we're going to go a bit defensive on the inside. The Porsche goes for a few moments there. And as we come down this sort of kink turn into the main straight, we're going to retake the lead going into lap 7 at the end of lap 6. But the battle's not over yet. As we come down the main straight, the Porsche is going to get a huge slipstream behind us. And it's going to try to set up a move into turn 1 coming down our left side into the inside turn. He's going to go late on the brakes, hang around the inside. We gave him plenty of space, maybe too much space. We allowed the Porsche back into the fight, and they're going to take back P1 coming into turn 2, 3 and 4 yet again. We're not gonna give up the fight too easily as we almost go into the back of it. The ghosting on this track is a bit weird. Sometimes it goes for 2 seconds and then they as you can see on the screen, they just appear back on. But sometimes you can ghost for a long time and they just stayed in ghost mode. So it's a bit unpredictable while we're racing on track. Onto lap 10, coming into the same section around the ambulance bridge, as you can see the Porsche dip the grass a little bit, coming into the exit, and then goes wide on the exit actually and drops it, and that has given us a free pass into P1 to retake the race lead at the midway point. And this is also about the time where we're going to do our only pit stops. I do think the rule states you have to do minimal 1 pit stops, and the medium tires we have on are not going to last until the end of the race, as you can see at the bottom left corner. So we're going to dip into the pit to get a change of tires and slight refuel our car to make sure we don't run out of fuel. And as we come back out the pits, we are about 3.5, 4 seconds ahead of the Romanian behind us, which put us into the net lead of the race. And from that on, it was just a cruise to the end of the race. So we're gonna come home and finish P1 on the first race of the Deep Forest Raceway. Oh, secured. Win secured.
Your girl hit my phone, why she hit my line, I don't know.
And yet again, we're gonna start on pole for race 2, and this race is literally so boring. Nothing happened. I just led from lap 1 to lap 20. Not even anything remotely interesting happened during the race, so I'm just gonna show you the race start, the first few corners, and I'm just gonna cut to the end of the race and show you when I cross the finish line. Well, that was easy. Yeah, she can hear from me after the race. It was such an easy race. P2 was about 6.5 seconds behind, so nothing really happened. There's no pressure, and yeah.
I just wanna rollie with a dapper ranch.
Fucking quick as shit. Yeah, coming into race 3, I think my lobby has gone up a little bit. It's still E-rated, but the pace of the drivers I felt like was quicker. As you can see, P1 and P2 are into the 28s. Even I was on the 28s, and I was still 2 tenths behind. And as we start the race in P3, this is going to be an interesting race. We are going to be chasing down a Viper and an NSX in front and behind us. And we can expect some crazy move down the turn 1. As you can see, the NSX already diving down the inside. We are inside a Porsche as we exit turn 1. And we've lost 2 position just like that in 1 turn. But these 2 in front of us are quite erratic and chaotic. I'd say you can see the NSX already on the grass. And we've retake P4. Now we've only got the Porsche ghosting in front of us.
They're way too aggressive, I think.
Yeah, I was saying they were quite aggressive, and the ghosting in this race is all over the place, which is going to come into effect later on into the race. Porsche sliding through this left-hander before the bridge, and we're going to be entering the first of 2 tunnel in P4, and the Porsche is about half a second in front of us. And apparently it's got a penalty. As you can see, it's ghosting in front of us, and we go through into P3. P1 and P2 are fighting for position, and the Porsches came back and just dived down the inside and somehow took the place back on us. I've got no idea what they put in these Porsches, but they can just gun down the inside, break maybe 2 business days later than me, and still somehow stop in time and have the acceleration to be on the exit and to get past us, which is just fucking insane. And we're gonna have a look around the outside to turn 1. The NSX behind us is gonna go off track now with the pack behind the Ferrari and another car it's caught on. So we got P4, 5, and 6 right behind us, and we're gonna be leading this tiny bit of train, trying to catch P1 and P2 just about 3 seconds ahead. And as we skip into lap 9, P2 in front of us is gonna dive into the pit.
That's early.
For tire change, and maybe for, I don't think they need to fill up, but for a tire change. And as you can hear me during the race thinking it was a bit early. And into lap 10, the race leader is also gonna be diving into the pits. This is where we pitted actually in this first and second race about lap 10, but I felt good on the tires, so I just extended my stint for another lap into lap 11, and we're gonna come into the pits for our tire change. And as we rejoin the track, we are gonna slot into P4, just about a second behind Adam Lambert in front of the Viper, which was P2. So we're back in net P3 with the Turkish of retired Master Sergeant in front of us, which hasn't pit at all. And at this point, I was kind of worried that they are just gonna go all the way into the end and hold up everyone, which would be an issue for us as we have to get past them, and them being maybe a little bit of a menace by not pitting on old tires. They're just gonna be sliding around. Defending quite hard to the Viper actually, as they go wide, hits the Viper.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, as you can hear I didn't really have any space to go.
I honestly have nowhere to go.
Yeah, with the, I think it was a Ferrari or the NS6, the Turkish cut back into the track after the contact they had, and the Viper both squishing me, and I was just in the middle. Didn't really have any space to go, so unfortunately we tapped the back of the Viper and sent them to the Shadow Realm.
Couldn't even react in time. Was forcing me into the inside.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate contact for the Viper, but we cannot let off. As you can see, there's a yellow Corvette on the outside of us coming down into the main straight into lap 13. We're gonna have to put that incident behind us and focus back on the race on hand. As we come into turn 1, for some reason the Corvette is ghosted again, and we're gonna try to get down the inside out of turn 1 into turn 2 and 3. This Viper's all over the place on the road, ghosting yet again. I'm not sure why this Corvette keep ghosting. And coming to this first tiny tunnel, we're gonna just, if they're ghosted, we're just gonna go through them. And out of this second tunnel, if we just look at our rear view mirror, the Corvette just unghosted for about half a second and then made contact with us, which sent us into the wall.
He's fucking traffic.
Yeah, I wasn't too happy about the contact with the ghosting on and off. It was very frustrating that it happened to ruin our race. And we're going to drop back down to P9 with 7 laps to go, so it's just going to be a recovery drive to
I
the
don't
end.
understand why you keep ghosting and ghosting. Just either ghost or don't, like, non-ghost.
Yeah, yet again you can hear my frustration, but we skip ahead into lap 19 as we're chasing down this Ferrari. They're going to fight the Porsche, make contact, and they're both going to go a bit deep, which opens the door for us to go down the inside. Somehow the Ferrari's going to come back in with enough traction to maintain P7, and as we approach the final lap of this race, P6 and P7 are still fighting right in front of us. We are still in this fight for potentially P6. Cross the finish line into the last lap. We're going to dive down the inside. The Porsche cut us off, so we have to take action and avoid contact, which allows the Ferrari back in to P7. So that was everything we tried to do just got erased because of the Porsche cutting in, and we have to try not to hit them. And we're gonna come into the first tunnel section, bit slidey on the back end. Ghost into the Ferrari. Yet again, the ghosting problem around these few corners is just ridiculous during the race. You can never predict if you're gonna be ghosting or not ghosting. But we're gonna come into the ambulance bridge, and on the exit, the pressure got too much of the Ferrari as they just drops it on the curb. And we're going to be chasing down P6.
Lead on the throttle.
And as we are coming out of tunnel, we are about 6/10 away, just slightly too far to do anything for an overtake. But we're going to hopefully get a better exit than the Porsche and try to make a move down this main straight.
There's no way this guy. Yeah, there's no chance that guy's fucking up there, bro. No way, mate.
Yeah, as you can see on screen, the Porsche in front of us has got a second penalty, and 2 cars in front got 2 minutes worth of penalty. So we're going to be moved up to P4 at the end of the race, and that finishes our round 3 of the Manufacturer Cup. And I'm going to have round 4, 5 of the Manufacturer Cup videos coming soon. I just didn't have time to edit them after I've done them. And I've also got some exciting news in the next video. It is going to be an adventure, I would say, for my GT7 journey. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys next time.